How's up, y'all? It's popping in Steve. Let's react to this Abba and Preach vid. Haven't reacted to them in a bit. But apparently they're roasting some white man or something. I don't know. It's called Why They're Rejecting Him. I don't know what's happening, but let's watch.
So my dating life is a joke.
Damn.
I can't even make this up anymore. Like I can't even make this stuff up. I'm talking to this girl, we're texting for a little bit, it's going well. I say, hey, do you like coffee? She says, yeah, I love coffee. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. We mesh on something. Do you want to get coffee sometime?
I do that all the time too. Like try to find things I get in common with the other person and like, let's go do that. That's why my first question is like, do you like it? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, cool.
Bye.
Would you like to take a fucking sometime?
Bye.
I mean, why would you? Well, why are you tripping? Does it work?
No, let's move on. 99% of the time it doesn't.
Does it work? 90% of the time, it works in the 10% of the time that it works.
Bye.
So it doesn't. Cool.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So she texts back and she says, this isn't going to work for me. We have different approaches / principles to date.
Before he even said that, I was about to say, I have a friend who refuses to go on coffee dates. You know, people are different. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I prefer meeting someone in a setting like that where, you know, I can have a quick departure versus over dinner. If I know off top I don't like you, then it's a really long, awkward situation where I'm like waiting to get up out of there, you know? Because you don't really know if you're going to like a person until you sit down and have a conversation with them. And if that the first time is when y'all are going to dinner, which is usually like a couple hours minimum, then you fucked, okay? But coffee, it's like, I'm not feeling this dude. He's saying some stupid shit. All right, you was cuter when I met you. Now you don't look so cute. Okay, let me get up out of here. You know? Quick departure. But, you know, everybody's different, whatever.
And I'm not going to waste our time any further. And she blocked me.
Damn.
You just said you love coffee. What's wrong with getting coffee?
Oh, well, it's really good.
What my friend has said, her perspective is that she feels like it's a low effort, you know, setting up a coffee date. And that you're just trying to find a cheap alternative to dinner. But I'm just like, I also understand why some men don't want to just pay for all these dinners, these expensive dinners with all these random women. It's like, what if I don't even like you like that? I don't want to take you to dinner for the first time that we like officially hang out. So yeah, no. I don't agree with that standpoint, but you know, she's entitled to her principles, so whatever.
There's a difference between loving coffee and loving coffee on a first date.
Oh,
So I said
he's
coffee
agreeing.
screams cheap.
See, that's
Lunch
what
is
she
an
said.
interview. Dinner is romance. Wow, that sounds good on a Hallmark card.
Ask me on a coffee date, I'll give him 1 of 3 responses. For a blunt response, I'll tell him I already own a coffee machine. For a straight response, I'll tell him...
Honestly, I feel like this is why some people have such a hard time with dating, because you see that everywhere. People are complaining. I don't have a hard time dating, okay? My dating life is not miserable like I'm constantly seeing online. It's very interesting that I see this everywhere, but I feel like some of y'all got to take responsibility that you are probably contributing to this miserable dating life. Because what? I have a coffee machine at home. Like, that's just such a rude response. Even if you would rather go to dinner for a first date, like, why do you need to be so nasty? Like, I just don't get it. And again, it's just never that deep for me. I don't care. And even if the dude is trying to be cheap, okay, what's the problem? I don't expect him to want to ball out on me. He don't even know me. So I'm not going to get offended if he doesn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a first date to go to dinner. Because that's usually how much it is.
I only like to go coffee by myself or with my friends. And for a cheeky response, wouldn't you want our first date to be memorable?
You want a woman to fantasize hooking up with you, and she's not going to be doing that on a coffee date. Coffee dates and walks are way too platonic. A date should be where you're having
He don't
fun,
know you.
connecting, and you're close in proximity.
Sorry, man, you're right. You're right.
What?
Do you like a date has to be close in proximity? It cannot be platonic. I'm sorry, you're right. Yo, you like him? Yeah. Okay, you're right. It's gonna be memorable. Whether it's good or bad, it's gonna be memorable. Boom. You're right. Shit, I don't know shit about this shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Hi,
Teach me.
Especially if y'all meet on an app, which I'm not an advocate of. I mean, everybody, whatever, do what you gotta do, but I don't. That's not. That's not my forte. I don't trust it. But if you meet someone on a dating app, especially because you don't really know what they're gonna look like. Because although I'm not a fan of dating apps anymore, I definitely have tried them before and have gone on dates from dating apps in the past, and they don't always look like their photos. People lie a lot. So that's another issue to where it's like, what if I, take you on this date, we go to this restaurant where I'm, paying all this money, and you pull up and you don't look nothing like your pictures. Like, I could tell it's you, but you use hella filters, or that was you 50 pounds ago, or whatever the case. Like, so you just don't know.
Let her cook.
Coffee dates and walks are way too platonic. A date should be where you're having fun, you're connecting, and you're close in proximity, so that fantasy and allure and intrigue is there.
Oh, this is why you should never accept a coffee date for a first date.
I gotta stop
Perhaps
listening
it
to
sounds
these people.
convenient to you because you don't need to spend the whole evening with
She's filming this from IKEA. What's going on?
She's in the cubicle. Jesus Christ.
a stranger you may not like. But a guy who just invites you for coffee shows such low effort. It almost shows as if he's not interested in getting to know you. As if he says, let that girl prove herself first before I'm willing to take her out for dinner. But let me tell you what this says about you. If you accept a coffee date, that actually shows that you accept the bare minimum. And that shows how you see yourself. Because if you don't see yourself as being worthy of something more than just a coffee, how can he?
He don't know you, lady. Are you crazy in the head? How can he even know what your worth is, or what? He don't know you. Why do you expect someone? That's just so entitled to expect someone to fork out all this money on you when they don't know you. And people date multiple people as they're trying to find their special person. So it's clear that he's gonna be doing this. Like often. I don't say often. I don't know how often. But you ain't the first one is the point. Okay? He's going to, in his pursuit to find a partner, he's going to go on dates with other people. So every time he goes on a date, he got to fork out $200. That's such a waste. I wouldn't want to do that if I was a dude. So why would I expect a dude to want to do that for me? That has nothing to do with my self-worth or, what I think of myself. And, I'm only worthy of a coffee date. I understand. I have enough common sense to know that we're trying to fill each other out. And I prefer it as well, because I want a quick exit if I don't fuck with you. People are delusional.
The purpose of dating is to meet new people and maybe to meet a potential boyfriend while having fun. But a coffee date doesn't sound like fun. It sounds more like a job. Okay, I'll go.
I mean, it's not fun if you just don't know how to have interesting conversations. Okay, here's what it comes down to. Coffee dates are fine for people who enjoy the idea of going on a coffee date. For some people, it's perfectly acceptable. Sitting down with somebody, there's a lot of pros to it, not too intense. At the end of the day, if it's not going well, especially when you're meeting someone that you don't know well at all, then you can just leave without too much strings attached. Also, it's not a dinner, so he's not paying for a lot, so you don't have to worry about him feeling entitled after the fact. There's a lot of reasons to like coffee dates. And there's a lot of reasons to like dinner, too. I mean, yeah, so the guy's probably going to be paying for your meal. I would like that, too, if I was a lady, okay? Free food, shit. Sign me up, bitch. But I think there's also a lot of reasons why women don't feel very comfortable when they're meeting someone they don't feel comfortable with on a dinner date. It can feel a bit more intense. And you can't just walk away from a dinner the same way you can probably just leave a coffee date a lot earlier.
Let's talk about it.
There's pros and cons to both. I just don't know why people have to always make this a spur.
Because that happened to me before, okay? This was a while ago. But I was on Hinge, okay? And I met this guy on there, was talking to him. Good conversation, yada yada. We go to dinner. This nigga pulls up. His pictures were for sure from like 10, 15 years ago. Easily. And I'm like, why would you play games like this? He was out of shape. He was in shape on his photos. Just catfishing. I mean, it was him, but you playing games with these pictures. So I was annoyed by that. I was just not attracted to him at all. Like, I was attracted to the photos that I saw, but when you put up in person, I wasn't feeling that. So I was already just like, bro, But what did I have to do? I had to sit there for about 3 hours. That's how long I was there. I kept checking my phone. We were there for 3 hours. I mean, I don't want to be rude, and he was a nice person. Like, we had a good conversation. But attraction is very important, and I can't be looking at you like, you know? I'm not super shallow at all, but I need to be attracted to something about you, and there was nothing about that current version of him that I was attracted to, like, at all. So... yeah, bro. I was annoyed that I was stuck there for that long. If it was a coffee date, I could have been like, yeah, this is fine. Actually, I have to run and do some errands after this. You know, I just came in here for this quick little interaction over, you know, some Starbucks. But, you know, it was so nice meeting you. I'm going to head out. Easy peasy.
That people who accept coffee dates have low self-esteem or accept the bare minimum or don't value themselves. You can value yourself and take a walk with somebody. You know, some of you guys... actually need to go and take walks with the people you're on dates with. Not because it's cheap, but you actually need to spend way more time actually talking to the person that you're going to be romantically interested in and getting to know them properly. Too many of you guys want to go straight to the really romantic stuff and then go to f***ing right afterwards. It's okay to do simple shit together too. You know what, with simple shit, you can find out if you guys are actually compatible. Because you guys got to sit there with nothing but each other, and that's it. And if you guys can't carry a conversation and find some common ground, you're probably not meant to be together. Is one way or the other right? No. And I think it's okay to not like one over the other. Yeah, I just don't like it when people choose one and they be like, hey, you fucking basic bitches.
Exactly. Talk about it, Abba. Because it's like, do what you want. Do whatever works for you. I don't give a fuck. But I don't like when people are quick to judge the other side as if your way is superior and it's the only way to go. That you're so dumb. That's just such a small brain way of thinking. People operate differently. They have different morals and principles. They value different shit. So to just automatically put a label on it and say, oh, that shows that you have low self-worth, you're an idiot. You know nothing about a person just because they are fine with a coffee date. Like, people have their reasons for doing shit a certain way. Like, that's what I'm saying. You cannot just listen to these people blindly on social media. They're slow. A lot of them are very slow.
Except that, why you gotta be insulting? Why do you gotta look down as if your way's better? Honestly, when you act that arrogant...
Because, bitch, I ain't got no problem with my dating life. Let's be fucking clear. So what's happening is working for me, okay? I've been taking on trips all around the world with my romantic interests. So let's not play. I mean, most of the time I pay for my own trips, so that is valid. Because I do be always talking about that. People assume I'm getting flew out everywhere. Not all the time, all right? Anyway... my dating life is good. So for you, and I'm treated with respect. I'm treated fine. I have no problems. I'm chilling. So for you to assume that you automatically have low self-esteem and you're having issues and dating just because you are cool with a coffee date, bitch, eat a dick. I take offense to that. Because, girl, what? You don't even know me.
It makes me think that you probably little hoochie mama who's in some...
Yes! Call her out, hoochie mama.
Like. Wait.
Hooray, hoochie mama.
Exactly what you're doing, so it doesn't sound great. But you get what I'm trying to say. So, that's my thoughts on this whole discussion every time it comes up. Yeah.
I hate everybody. Like, I just hate all the dating advice online. Everybody shut the fuck up. People do different shit. Shut up.
There's a problem. People just want not... Sorry.
You said, I don't think, and I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with a little bumping right away. I don't see nothing wrong.
Oh, there's a coffee. I don't see nothing wrong with that, but I also didn't see that.
Gotcha. Sorry.
No, bro, come on now.
Yeah, keep going.
I understand the sentiment.
Keep going, guys.
I'm the one that,
Yeah, go for it.
So, I understand people that don't want to go on coffee date, and I'm for it. I'm for the fact that you don't want to go on coffee dates. I'm for the fact that you want to have someone spend a little bit more money on the first date and stuff like that to wow you. Keep that energy. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. If that's you, thank you. On the other hand, the person that wants to go on coffee dates, that's just a red flag for you, and then you just move on because you don't want that person. It's like someone that don't want to date me. I'm not going to try to force myself to, no, but why don't you want to date me? You don't? Cool. I like who like me. Keep it moving.
Period.
You know what I mean? Them not wanting that is fine. It just shows you right there and then that you're not compatible on the talking. Just by talking, you know you're not compatible. Keep it moving then. Just like the same way that you would go on a coffee date and you would talk and you'd be like, I don't think we're going to be compatible. Let's move on, or, it's not going to work. It's the same thing, but with a few less steps, right? You knew right away that it was not for you. So, Don't be mad. Just keep it going. And I know it can be frustrating because there's a lot of people like that. And there's a culture like that, but keep it going. It's not. And I don't think it's for you. I don't think they're for you. I don't think you want that necessarily. Don't change their mind.
I'll say this: you guys can expect that a man comes in and he's gonna pay for an $80 coffee date. I hope that you guys bring something more than a $2 personality. Okay? Some of y'all be expecting a lot and ain't got much to offer. Y'all need to chill out. Also, what's wrong with taking things in progressive steps? Maybe you start off at a coffee date and then move forward from there to on bigger things. The same way, what's wrong with you just meet and spend some time together and then eventually move on to more physical contact? A lot of things are progressive in relationships. I don't see what's wrong with going from a coffee date to something more after that. If he takes you on successive coffee dates, you have a complaint.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit? Y'all making a thing out of something that's not a thing. That's a line. Don't worry, today I'm not copying.
No, I'm mad at it. I'm saying, okay?
I'm mad at it. So that's all right? Also, we got a Discord.
And this is why bitches be online crying and complaining, oh, the dating pool is so bad. No, I can't find anybody. I'm lonely. I can't get a boyfriend. Maybe this is why. You're making things too complicated when they don't have to be. Like he said, there's nothing wrong with progressing to that. Obviously, you're not going to permanently go on only coffee dates, dummy. After that, it's like, okay, then yes, now we could go on an actual date. Because, yeah, I actually like your personality. All right, cool. Now I'm good with dropping a few $100s on a fancy date. I don't think anything is wrong with that mindset when men do that. But whatever, do what you want. Everybody's different. I don't judge people for whatever their preferences is. Like I said in the beginning of the video, that my friend feels like coffee dates are low effort. I don't judge her. I'm like, hey, those are your preferences. That's your hard boundary. Then, hey, that's you. Like, people operate differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't try to talk shit about what other people are doing. That's lame. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.